For those who didn't see it, I was hit with a lovely cease and desist the other day. Can we roll the footage?
So, I've been just to the solicitors, and I've been handed this official cultaholic document. It will be sent to your home address, and inside is a cease and desist. First one. If you ignore that one, Liam, I'm going to take things up a level. Here, seriously, pack it in, man. And if you ignore that one, I have to get to the 3rd level. I'll tell me mum, I swear. No,
that you can't bring mums into it.
Ah, nearly got you. No, I was on Straight to Hell over on the Cultaholic YouTube channel. Thank you, Ross, for having me on. I'll pop a link down in the description. Go check it out. And let's just have a little chat about what could be one of the worst Pokemon episodes in the history of Pokemon. And I feel like I say that a lot, but with this one, I used to love this episode as a kid, and watching it back as an adult, I have no idea why. First things first, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. How is this training for the Pokemon League? Come on, Ash, mate. You should be whipping out that underleveled Pidgeotto you've got and testing it out against some of Brock's rock types. What's bloody stretching gonna do? Direct quote from Misty.
The only thing that gets a hard workout with those two is the TV remote.
Bearing in mind, she says this while they're outside exercising and she's inside sat on the sofa with a cup of tea, most likely in front of the television. Misty is a hypocrite. Pass it on. The postman delivers a letter to Ash's home, inviting him and his friends to the premiere of Pokemon in Love. Oh my god, it's the movie from the previous episode. Wow, so I was completely wrong then. Last episode I said we would never hear about this movie ever again, but here it is. I guess that shows just how forgettable some of these filler episodes really are. Don't get excited though, because that just confirms that Ash's training is not happening today once again. We're getting a follow-up dose of filler instead. Also, I should point out, this movie premiere is taking place in Hollywood. Yes, that Hollywood, the one in California. So I'm assuming they're gonna have to fly there by rocket, because last time I checked they were in the Pokemon world, not ours. So this episode is going to be the worst kind of filler episode. A flashback episode telling a random character's backstory that nobody asked for.
Actually, Liam, a lot of us are very interested to find out how Meowth learned to talk like a human.
Oh, are you? Well, just you wait, mate. Just you wait. We'll come back to this in a little bit. Also, Meowth says his story is bittersweet like cheap chocolate. Who the hell is feeding Meowth chocolate? That's deadly for cats. A starving Meowth thought a basket of baseballs was a basket of rice balls. Sorry. What I meant was he thought it was a basket of delicious jelly-filled donuts. Hold on. After Meowth knocks over the basket of baseballs, the baseball coach tells him, "Bad Meowth, you deserve to be punished." But the punishment is being tied up and hung from a tree and left to starve? What kind of school are these kids going to where the punishment for knocking something over is being condemned to death? Man, exam season must be murder. Seriously though, what kind of school is this? They randomly get new movies to watch sent directly from Hollywood. That's the equivalent to a school nowadays getting to see Black Panther 2 for free while it's still in cinemas. Like, that just wouldn't happen. Meowth sees a female Meowth in the movie eating ice cream and fried chicken and decides he needs to go to Hollywood. Yeah, totally to eat the food, right? Definitely nothing to do with the girl Meowth demonstrating her licking techniques. We see you, Meowth. We see you, you dirty bastard.
You don't see anything with that lazy eye.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Meowth escapes the ropes he's tied up in simply by flexing. Could you have not done that like 4 hours ago? Here the gang are in Hollywood, with no mention of how they got there. Honestly, the anime just doesn't give a fuck sometimes, does it? Especially when it comes to filler episodes. So it turns out that rather than taking place in the glitzy, glamorous side of Hollywood, the movie premiere, hosted by Cleavon Spielbunk, is taking place in the more rundown, drug dealery, gun crimey part of the city. That's not even the surprising part to me. The surprising part to me is that the movie is already ready. Like, it's been a week. Movies normally spend months in post-production. Meowth, who's now wearing a trench coat for no reason, puts on an accent and says,
"This sure ain't the town it used to be."
Oh, I just cringed with every fiber of my being. Look, I know the Pokemon anime is written for a target audience of children, but sheesh, that was bad. Fair play to the chef that throws this frying pan. The thing literally tilts 90 degrees in midair to catch Meowth in the back of the neck. That is some quality skill right there. You know what takes barely any skill at all? Tapping the like button. Go on, give it a tap and let's get to 50,000 likes. Don't forget to leave a lovely comment as well, or a generic comment like, I wonder if Liam's wearing trousers today, and share this video on social media so that YouTube will recommend it to more new people. And if you are one of those new people and you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit that beautiful big red button and turn on all notifications so you never miss an episode of Pokemon WTF Moments. I am determined to get through every episode of the Pokemon anime, even if it takes me 20 years or kills me, I'm gonna do it. Anyway, back to the flashback. The young Meowth comes across a pack of wild Meowth led by a Persian who offer Meowth a fish skeleton to eat. Ignoring the fact that fish bones without any flesh on them is just the most pointless meal, but it's a cartoon trope so we'll let that slide. What Pokemon is this? Is this a Magikarp skeleton or a Goldeen or a Sea King? Or since they're in real world Hollywood, do you reckon this is a real world fish? Answers on a postcard. Meowth says the next day he tasted fried chicken for the first time and sounds super duper stoked about it. And that's actually got me thinking. I personally would love to go back in time and be able to experience tasting fried chicken for the first time all over again. But what foods would you love to go back and try for the first time again? Let me know down below. I actually really want to know what kind of things people value the highest. For me, fried chicken is properly up there. Oh look, it's a girl Meowth. And so us gender stereotyping 90s kids can tell it's a girl Meowth. They added eyelashes and as many as 3 bows. Wow, Pokemon were really desperate to make sure nobody thought Meowth was gay, huh? Meowth sprints across the road and causes a huge pileup, but nobody says or does anything about it. You'd have thought at least one of these vehicles' drivers would have said something, or at least yelled at another driver. Unless Meowth just committed multiple manslaughter? Confirmed? The owner of the female Meowth turns up and has a brand new diamond encrusted Pokeball for her. Hear me out though, how does this work? As far as we're aware, you can't just swap a Pokemon's Pokeball to a different design, so does she have to smash the original Pokeball and effectively recapture that Meowth? And does that mean in the small moment where the girl Meowth is technically released, it could just run away and effectively become free again? And since Pokeballs normally shrink when not in use, does that mean the diamonds shrink too, or are they just still fully sized on the outside of the Pokeball? This one Pokeball's just raised so many questions. The girl Meowth, who's called Meowzie, great name, tells Meowth in Meowth language that her human can buy her anything she wants, and keeps telling Meowth that he will never be human, so he should just forget about her. I mean, are you saying that you would be more likely to be attracted to Meowth if he were human? Because that's bordering on DeviantArt territory, and I don't really want to go there. I'm still scarred from the last time I Google image searched Cinderace. We then see Meowth force himself to stand up on his hind legs, which apparently causes him great pain. Alright, firstly, most cats can balance on their hind legs for short periods of time without feeling any kind of discomfort. If you're experiencing that much pain within the first few seconds of holding yourself up on your hind legs, Meowth, you probably need to go and see a vet. Secondly, Meowth as a species have always been able to stand up on their hind legs. That's been the thing since the back sprite for Meowth in Pokemon Red and Blue. So it's not like this is some kind of incredible breakthrough here. What I'm saying is, Meowth, is you're making a bloody mountain out of a molehill. Just stand up. Meowth keeps banging on about how to win Meowzie's heart, he needs to become human. Well, for one thing, mate, I don't think you fully understand what it is that Meowzie likes about humans. She wants riches, not romance. Romance between a Meowth and a human would just be downright creepy. And what's more, even if you teach yourself to balance on 2 legs and talk like a human, you're still not technically gonna be a human. All it'll make you is a talking Meowth, which is something you've somehow been unable to make any money from, which is absolutely bloody mind-boggling. Ergo, no matter what you do, you're never ever going to be able to make enough money to impress Meowzie, so why waste your bloody time, mate? Who wants a gold digger anyway? So Meowth explains that he learned to walk on 2 legs but couldn't run very fast and ended up getting caught and beaten up by the chef from earlier, and then says,
and that's when I learned to crawl.
Hold the fuck on. You're telling me that you just learned how to walk on 2 legs, but before that you didn't know how to crawl either? Then how the hell did you move at all? all. Meowth's talking absolute bollocks here. Pass it on. I have a question. Why are the people dressed like this for a lesson in speaking? Could the girls not have gotten dressed before the drama club switched from dance lessons to enunciation? Then again, I also talk a lot more clearly when my arse is out, which is why it's out right now. We're then treated to a montage of Meowth learning to speak, but oh no, not just any montage. A montage with a song over it, with lead vocals by Meowth himself. And it sounds every bit as ear-piercingly dreadful as you can imagine. Some voices were just not designed for singing, and Meowth's is one of them. So do you remember earlier when I was saying this episode is pointless filler, and you guys were all thinking,
No, Liam, because this episode explains how Meowth learned to talk.
No it doesn't. It shows why Meowth wanted to learn to talk, and shows him practicing to learn to talk, but it never actually explains how he was able to develop the right-shaped vocal cords for human speech, beyond
Meowth learned to talk because he wanted some puss.
I stand by my statement. This is filler. In this episode, we learn nothing more than Meowth learned to speak English, which we already knew. Meowth says that rocket was the first word he ever understood, even though moments ago we heard him mumble the phrase, "She sells seashells by the seashore," and then correctly say it after the instructor tells the class to enunciate. So surely the first word he understood was enunciate, since he did that on command. Speaking of commands, I command you, as long as you're over 18, to use code ACE and save money on G Fuel. G Fuel is everyone's favorite energy formula with zero sugar and barely any calories and a whole heap of wonderful flavors like my absolute flavor of the summer, Mega Potion. This is my go-to flavor right now. Like, I love Nemesis Tea, that's my favorite, but that's sold out right now. In the meantime, my second favorite and my absolute summer blockbuster Mega Potion is the way to go. It's mango, it's jackfruit, mixed together, it's lovely, bung some ice in there, get it down ya. Oh, it's just bloody wonderful. Use code ACE today, save yourself some money on G Fuel whilst also supporting this wonderful channel. Thank you to G Fuel for sponsoring all of my content, both on YouTube and Twitch. Love you guys. Remember though, this is for over 18s only because children don't need caffeine. They're piss irritating as it is. And of course, because it contains caffeine, just drink it responsibly. Don't be a dickhead. Direct quote from the imaginary Jesse and James.
T is for prepare for trouble.
And D is for make it double. I hate to be that guy, but prepare for trouble starts with a P, and make it double starts with an M. Look, I know that's pedantic, but hey, that also starts with a P. This book is all over the place. It goes from P to R to H and M on the same page. No wonder English is so hard to learn when you mess up the alphabet this badly. Meowth begins to sing the alphabet, and oh, just shoot me. There is a definite cringe overload happening here. I really do think this might be one of the worst season 1 episodes to watch back as an adult. I swear almost every scene is just piss irritating. It's a shame because Meowth, when given just a few lines, always sounded kinda cool. But hearing him as the main voice in a 20-minute episode is just way too much for me. Come on, Liam. Focus. Deep breath. We're over halfway through this one. Okay. Meowth approaches Meowzie to show off that he can now walk and talk just like a human. And as expected, she points out this still doesn't make him human and tells him he's still just a dirty street Meowth. Mate, it's time to give up now. Like, she clearly isn't gonna want you, and she's now even being a massive arsehole about it. If after being rejected twice you still won't take no for an answer, you are entering nice guy territory, and that's a place nobody should ever go to. No, seriously, I'm worried that Meowth might be moments away from
Fuck you, you should be grateful I'm even talking to you. You're not even that cute. I was just being nice, like the gentleman that I am.
Seriously, one step away. Meowth says he joined up with Team Rocket to become rich and powerful. Meowth's old gang approach him to try and get him to join up with them again. And it's revealed that Meowzie is now part of the group, and all of her ribbons and bows are gone. Ha ha ha, that's what you get, you gold-digging little bitch. Oh shit. Now I'm getting close to nice guy territory. Nah, but she was a real dick though. Alright, as much as Meowzie is an absolute arsehole, I do have to say this, as always. Fuck anyone who abandons a pet. I don't care who you are or what your circumstances are. If you can't afford to keep a pet, you best do everything in your power to make sure you find that pet a new home, or at the very least, find a shelter who can work on finding it a home. If you've ever left a pet on the roadside and just abandoned it, then you can absolutely go fuck yourself all the way to hell. Right, I'll just climb down off my soapbox there. Meowth tells the rest of the pack to back off because Meowzie is apparently going with him. I don't really know what Meowth's plan is here, because he's crap battling one-on-one. What's he really going to do against a bunch of other Meowth and a Persian? I tell you what he's going to do, he's going to get his ass kicked. Team Rocket turn up, and I'll be damned if everyone watching this didn't pop for them like they were a surprise Royal Rumble entrant. I will proudly stand up and say that Pokemon do a fantastic job of making Team Rocket feel like the protagonist whenever they try to. Like, everyone watching this scene wants Jesse and James to kick all of the ass right now. Oh, and let's go! Arbok and Weezing sent out with this intense music in the background? Are we finally gonna see these two actually battling to their full potential? Nope. Weezing uses smokescreen and we switch to the next scene. For God's sake, Pokemon, why do you always do this? I thought we'd finally get to see a decent battle and you just bottled it. Meanwhile, Meowth and Persian have moved their battle onto a random rooftop for no reason. Couldn't they have just fought on the ground? And how did they even get up there? Okay, hold up. Meowth beat Persian with a single scratch attack? How weak is this Persian? I mean, okay, maybe it was slash rather than scratch, but even then, this battle should have been at least a little bit longer and definitely more intense. They're supposed to have been fighting for dominance. That's yet another battle that could have been awesome, but the writers just couldn't be asked to animate. At this point, I really do have to ask, Pokemon, do you even want to make this anime? You guys seem to be hell-bent on doing as little animation as possible. I mean, of course she's fucking him. What do you expect? She was abandoned on the streets and this big hard lad took her in. She was bound to fall for him. Meowth, mate, use your noodle. I don't get why Meowth's surprised when Meowzie says she wouldn't want to be with him anyway. She made that abundantly clear already. If you're ever gonna find love, Meowth, you've really got to learn to shut up for a minute and listen. Hey look, we never actually got to see the movie that Psyduck starred in. So I guess when I said that last episode was the last we'd see of it, I was technically kind of right. For some reason, the humans are all annoyed that they were cut out of the movie, even though they were told that this movie was going to feature exclusively Pokemon actors, which is why they had their Pokemon audition for the lead role instead of auditioning themselves. Now this is understandable, after all, they are all idiots. But what I don't get is how they can be surprised that they cut out all of the stupid garbage that they recorded, like Ash standing there going,
"Hi, I'm Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town."
Why would they have left that in the movie? Ash, mate, don't be a dunce. Team Rocket, with Meowth, turn up on stage, and then dance off stage and leave. Wait, what was the point of that? Oh shit, that's right. This is a poorly written episode, and that was a little bit of runtime filler. I tell you what, if this was TikTok, it'd be like,
tell me you can't write a 20-minute episode without telling me you can't write a 20-minute episode. What's a video that lives in your head rent-free?
The episode ends with Meowth looking at the moon and thinking,
maybe Meowzie's looking at the moon too.
I don't know why you give a shit, mate. She rejected you multiple times and then went off with your old leader. Get over it, lad. I can't stand it when people go through so much rejection from one person and just refuse to move on. It's embarrassing, mate. There is zero benefit in investing your time into constantly thinking about someone who never ever thinks about you. Like, let's be real, Meowzie is most likely not looking at the moon right now. She's most likely looking at the fat end of Persian's cock. Move on, Meowth. And on that note, thank fuck I never have to watch this again. So those are my WTF moments for Pokemon Season 1, Episode 70. Go West, young Meowth. Let me know your favorites and any that I missed down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Head over to twitch.tv/AceTrainLiam for all of my live streams. I want to see you guys in there, and use code ACE for money off G Fuel. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.